3.
Welcome back to the Don't Judge Me Podcast. You're here today with Sir Nygel, House of the Wave Files, from the Dark Gray Triad, always looking left, because I'm not right. May the 4th be with you, and also with you, my co-host, because it's this weekend.
How is it this weekend? Oh, 4th of July.
You know what? 4th of July. I merged 2 months. I was thinking of 4th, and I was like, oh, yeah, I could say May the 4th be with you. But then I forgot that's actually May 4th. Yeah. So, just ignore me and my silliness, and just know that we have a firework here, a bombshell of must. Better intro.
Pew, pew, pew. It is I.
What was that? One more again. What was that?
Pew, pew, pew.
Okay.
That was me shooting off fireworks. And
that's awesome.
That's my firework voice. It's pretty lame, but that's the best I can do. But I do better being the podcast co-host here on the Don't Judge Me Podcast. You're listening to episode 138, where we fully understand it is absolutely your pleasure to join us in judgment. We'd like to understand a bit more from you all out there listening, especially you out there in Dublin, Ireland, who made episode 137 go nuts for whatever reason. I don't know what we did, but Sir Nygel's Irish cousins decided they wanted to jump in.
I am a McDowell. If you are part of the McDowell clan and want to shout out your boy, call and send us a message. Send us some love.
Yeah, send us some love through one of 3 ways. One way, leave us a voicemail at 410-834-1562. You can send an email as well to don'tjudgepod@gmail.com, or hit your favorite cousin, Sir Nygel, on the WhatsApp at Don't Judge Me Podcast. Now, one more bit, then we're going to get the show rolling. That one more bit is, again, I'd like to thank you all in advance for joining us in judgment, because we shall proceed to continue to judge in life. Another week, another episode, another time for you all to play along with us. I'm going to provide some headlines and information. Sir Nygel is going to either mark them as gentle judgment or ain't shit. You at home play along as well. Are you ready, Sir Nygel?
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's do this.
Headline reads, man arrested at BWI trying to smuggle cocaine inside wheelchair cushions.
Original. I'm going to do... I mean, you ain't shit, because he thought that was a plan. Like, this man bought a ticket, which is already expensive, stuffed the wheelchair, and wheelchairs are expensive, stuffed it with cocaine. I'm assuming have someone sit on it. Dirty butt bitch. You know what I'm saying? Have somebody, and hope they don't fart on the product. Then you got a wheelchair they ass through the jump. I bet you they didn't actually even pick somebody who looked like they belong in a wheelchair. They probably picked somebody who, I mean, given you can't really, stereotype too well, but like probably like somebody like was extra fit, like probably was wearing some shoes that looked like they've been walked on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that looks suspicious.
Some Air Max trainers with the shoestrings tied really tight.
Yeah. Like, bro, you be walking, yo. Like, I know you do. And but the fact that he thought he'd get away with it. And kudos to BWI, because honestly, I felt like they would have let that shit slide.
TSA, top security agency, son.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the byline to the story is this gentleman was flying from the Dominican Republic to BWI, and months before they caught someone else flying from the Dominican Republic to some other Eastern airport. Might have been in New Jersey, I'm not sure, or Pennsylvania, I'm not sure. That flight, same deal, wheelchair, cocaine in the cushions, 15 pounds. This flight, same deal, cocaine in the chair, in the cushions, 30 pounds. Listen, I think you pack too heavy. There is no way that a seat cushion should look like it's got 30 pounds worth of cocaine in it.
No, not at all.
That's not a good fit. And I believe it was a motorized wheelchair. So like the base of it allowed them more room because those cushions are a bit thicker, like a car seat cushion.
Because
And
they figure you're gonna be in that. I
but
mean, like
30 pounds, like you just fuck math, fuck how this look. You didn't get away with it before, so we're gonna double up. We gotta try and make this through. So we're gonna stuff more in there.
I think Gertrude stiffed us. Let's double the product, make our money back. Sounds good, Chief. Let's get it in there.
And the guy who was sitting on the chair was like $34. 34 years old and probably in decent shape.
Nah. He was a $34 dude, deal. That's what it was. Yeah, that's great. I bet you, like I said, like he didn't look like he belonged in a chair, yo. And then he's out here in a motorized joint, got 30 pounds of cocaine in it. Probably was acting mad suspicious.
Sweating. He's probably fidgeting and moving his feet and shit. Like, and they was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
wait
like,
a minute.
Don't, like nothing look right.
Wait.
They need to get an older lady or something, you know what I'm saying? Like have her stop at like McDonald's or some shit, like just furthering that diabetes along. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to double down, but no, they probably got, a gladiator Spartan and shit.
Yeah. These is a bunch of young dudes sitting around like, you know how we're gonna get this in the US?
Wheelchairs, dog. They don't check elderly, so let's put a young guy in it.
Exactly.
Like what?
They don't check geriatrics. Let's make sure we put somebody in who's fast.
Yeah.
In case he needs to escape.
Yeah, in case he need to run. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, come on, man. Like, who, like, especially with like everything with airlines, right? Like, who would even try? Like, people, I guess people all the time try and stuff. But I mean, like, you really thought that was gonna fly? You thought that was gonna work?
That was a good plan. That's what they thought.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
They thought the 30 pounds in the wheelchair cushion was a great plan.
Yeah, they did. Good for them, I guess.
Thinking outside the box, like
thinking outside
like
the box.
This sounds like an icebreaker. Like this was thought up at a department meeting, and this was the icebreaker. Can you think of some creative ways to bring drugs into the U.S.? And they were like, wheelchair cushions.
That's actually what I was thinking. I was like, it'd be funny if you did bring that up as like an icebreaker, right? Like, you go to this meeting and they're like, if you could smuggle drugs into the entire United States, how would you do it? And just see, I feel like you'd really find who you need to hang out with, right? Like maybe, like potentially. Like let's say they come out with like a diabolical plot. It's like, I fuck with him. I'm gonna have to get to know him. The other person be like, I wouldn't do that. It's an icebreaker, it's a joke, but you seem lame.
Exactly, right? It's just like, oh, you're not cool.
Or continuation from last week. Ill. Like, like, oh, I thought you was gonna be fun, but you're not.
I mean, I think if you're listening and you're having a teaming event or a meeting of some sort, I think you pose the icebreaker question about like bringing illegal drugs into the United States. Like, how would you do it? I think you'll learn a lot about your coworkers and team members.
I think so. I mean, like, honestly, I don't want to know.
My plan would be dolphins, smart dolphins.
Yeah, like I feel like mine would pigeons, have to be something.
Like, pigeons, you clap for pigeons, but for dolphins, you just like smack the water and they can hear from 300, 400 miles away, nautical miles. Smart dolphins.
Like, and this is just a hypothetical, of course.
Okay.
I feel like I would do some sort of industrial solar-powered drone and just have it fly across.
Okay.
It's solar-powered, so as long as the weather stays good, the engine's good, right? It's got to be big enough so that way it can get some altitude, but stay lower than the radars, right? And worst case scenario, if they catch it, throw the remote away.
Just flip it over your shoulder like, what?
Wouldn't me. I don't know what type of range is, but I mean, like you probably
just get
that's probably where they can track you.
The longer antenna. That's all. Just the longer antenna.
Yeah, but like literally, look. Let's say even if you're like following it, like running parallel, right? But there's like a 200-yard, like maybe radius or something, right? You gotta get the bigger beacon, right? And you just driving next to it, but kind of going out. They stop you, just drop it in the water. Like what? I mean, like what? They
tie a rock to it, drop it in the ocean.
Yo, drop it in the ocean. What'd you drop in the water? No, I don't know.
What?
Go find
water? What water? Listen,
good luck.
They can send signals to a remote control vehicle on Mars, you can have a drone that'll fly drugs from the Dominican Republic to Florida.
Yep. So literally, you get on one of those like international boats as a crewman and just be flying that shit from one side to the other, but you're 200 yards out, so you ain't gotta worry about it. And then you literally just have it land somewhere like on the beach or some shit.
In case the drone falls out of the sky, though, you got the smart dolphins to catch it in the ocean and finish the delivery.
Yeah. So, remember I was talking before, like with the movies where they have like people like picking up stuff. You got the drone fly to a part, right? Then the dolphins pick it up. So now the drone, it's like, well, I dropped it off in the middle of the ocean. I don't know where the destination is supposed to be. And then the dolphin comes up,
and the guys on the other side at the shoreline just smacking the water, sending vibrations to the that only the dolphins can hear. Come here.
Free my brother from SeaWorld, bruh. You know what I'm saying? This is for him. This is why I do these shits in these waves. Not the streets, but the waves.
We are drug traffickers in the making.
But don't that sound interesting though? If you heard that in the meeting, you'd be like, all right, they're thinking outside the box, but
this is it. This is the question. This is the
I don't want to get to know. Question. I want to get to know us. I'd be like, wait, you talking about dolphins and drones? Like, what y'all doing this weekend?
Speaking of dolphins and drones, I'm going to give you the greatest title. I'm going to get it wrong. Let me see if I can look it up. Entertain the audience by saying something that only Sir Nygel would say.
Oh, well, I don't know if are you doing like what the name of this movie would be?
No.
Okay, well, I could do that.
What's the name of the movie?
Let's see.
I mean, the plot line is we're drug smugglers from the US. Based off of a team meeting, we figured out that we can make some extra side money by smuggling drugs with dolphins and drones.
Okay, what is that? Hold on, I'm gonna try to find. I gotta do some quick marine biology lookup. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, no, that's weird. I was gonna say something like the glory hole because of their like spout thing that they breathe out of, but that doesn't sound right. Let's see. We're droning by porpoise. I don't know. We did it on porpoise. There you go.
Okay.
We did it on porpoise. Or let's see.
All right.
I know there's 35 dolphin species. Sidebar.
Why are you thinking about that? If I told you that there was a television show called Ninja Robots, would you be interested?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Animated ninja robots. Sounds like the perfect dude show, right?
It does.
I'm about to blow your mind. This is on Amazon Prime. I kept seeing it and I was like, well, it's ninjas and robots. I have to watch this. Like, what? I have to watch the Ninja Robots. And I'm about to blow your mind. Are you ready for the theme song to Ninja Robots?
Yeah, please.
This is enlightening for everybody out there listening. Again, this is the theme song to Ninja Robots out there on Amazon Prime right now.
Star, a warrior, his name is a mystery. He came from space to save the race of another galaxy. Only the Earth's teenage warriors can unleash the great ninja power. Our hero Joe will always go to where the greatest dangers lay. Fight for Earth, defeat Saboom, chase the evil ones away.
Did we write this or not? Because this song is awful.
First off,
This song is terrible.
But the Ninja Joe, no ways to go. Like, bro, that is a 2-year-old wrote this. Somebody's kid wrote this joke, and then they hired a grown man to sing it.
So I kept seeing this, and I wanted to watch it. Like, how bad could it be? And then the theme song played, and I was like, no, this is awful.
Yeah, one of my moments.
Awful. I can't get through this. I got through like 1 minute of the actual show. The theme music, I had that same look you had of bewilderment. Like, what is this? How can you have a premise? How can you have a premise of ninja robots, which is the most awesome thing that could have ever happened in the 80s and or 90s, and then this be the theme song?
And the thing is, too, I guess, is more so disappointing. And again, I haven't watched it, but what I've seen of the clip, and as you guys heard, it wasn't that long, but there was no robots in the clip.
Like, no, there were. It was just fuzzy. But they were kind of there. They weren't really ninjaing. I think they had a sword, though. Joe pilots a Megazord of sorts, and it's a ninja robot.
Oh, so it was see, I pictured like T-1000s with swords. Like, that's what I want.
No, these are gigantic ninja robots, because robots can only be gigantic.
Like mechas and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, nah, I mean, like, no. That theme song, I'm hoping maybe the translation got lost. I'm hoping that like the Japanese version is more badass. But yeah, no, that was bad.
That theme song was like written by the dude who writes like commercials for Ollie's or fucking, I don't know, Gabe's. I'm pretty sure you don't even know what Gabe's is, but Gabe's is like 3 stops down from Walmart. Like it's same colors, but they don't sell shit.
No, that was an abomination. Like it felt like when you're in school, right? Mm-hmm. And you realize you got a paper due the next day. That's what that was. Like, that was the last minute report turned in the night before. Like, that felt very like, you can't tell me that took 6 months to make. Like, that was like the week of. Like, hey, we actually got greenlit for this show.
For going live.
Theme song tomorrow. I know my cousin has a band. That's really, the energy that comes off from that.
That was really just the guy on the synthesized keyboard. Like, all right, the ready-made beats, he just played one, looped it with another one, and just wrote the song, like you said. 6 minutes. Went in the studio. I bet you he came out feeling confident too. Like, yeah, I crushed it.
Oh, yeah.
I did that.
Or it was an intern that was like, oh yeah, I make music all the time. Lied on their resume. Heavy. And then it was like, yeah, I got the file, and they didn't play it for nobody because they were pressed for time, and they just uploaded it. And it was like, okay. And the guy who was editing it probably was like, what the fuck is this? And that's why he did his best, but that wasn't badass. So
definitely wasn't a badass theme song. I've got something badass for you.
Okay.
Route 10 in Pasadena, Maryland, an air traffic safety division clocked a Ford Mustang going 69 miles per hour. And my question is, why? Why the fuck would you go 69 miles per hour?
She said she'd do that thing he always wanted.
He was rushing home to get that thing?
Something. Whatever he was into, that's what she was offering.
They didn't arrest dude, so, you know. It's still dumb. It's just one of those, like, so.
No, it's immensely dumb. I mean, like, 169, like, Judgement. All you need to do is hit like a pothole at that speed, and you're losing control for the most part.
You are eviscerated. You don't even die. You don't exist at that. You're gone. Everything's gone. Everything's gone.
Yeah, so, they pretty much clean up your car for the next 2 miles at that point.
Gentle Judgment or ain't shit.
I'm gonna do ain't shit because he's jeopardizing other people.
That's what I'm saying. Like 169 is crazy. 100 is crazy. 100 is crazy. 169 is like unfathomable. Like, I can't even think of what that speed feels like. I feel like you're crossing into territory where G-force is hitting you and shit like that. Like the skin on your face is flapping back at that speed.
You ever seen those videos where, like, I guess like rally cars are driving these like back alley like roads like in like another country or whatever? Mm-hmm. I can't watch those because my heart just is like, yo, you so close. Like,
the part I never understood is like, so it's people all along the track, like just Sometimes they're not even like partitioned out with rope. They're just standing on the side of the road.
Waiting to be hit, yo.
But these cars are moving so fast. Like,
yeah,
you can't even see shit. You just see them zoom past for a second. Yep. That's it. But you're waiting for the entire race to see all the cars zoom past.
Yeah, that's
silly.
That just shows you they have nothing else better to do.
Would you speed off in a minivan, or would you speed off in a smart car? Running from the police, which one are you taking? The minivan or the smart car? The minivan has a spoiler on the roof, though. Which one are you taking to escape the police?
Minivan.
Did the spoiler win you over?
No, but that is a bonus. My initial thought was with a minivan, I have more ways to get out of the vehicle, so I can kind of hit them with the okie doke. I can open the sliding door and then go out the back. Like they'd be like, "He's coming out the side." Ha! No, I'm not. Okay, I'm out the back. Don't let me have one on both sides of it either. I open up both. You don't know what side I'm coming out on until I emerge, right? So, I would think in my mind I would lose them. Let's say if I driving in some trees, I open up all the doors and they're like, I don't know what direction he went.
Mm-hmm. Whereas
if I get in a smart car, I can only get out the driver, like bow, and it's like, oh, he probably went left.
But the thing about the smart car, which is the one I would take, is like it'll be like a zany chase with the music, and I'll just be like driving in between trash cans, and the police can't see me.
If you want to go for the funnier story, then yes, that's it.
I'm hiding behind dumpsters and stuff like that, and peeking around the corner, and then
just like doing random like reverses and going in the back, like behind a trash can. Or some
I'm
shit.
driving under tractors and shit, like trailers on trucks and shit like that, and the police can't catch me. Like I'm taking a smart car.
Yeah, it's funny. And you'd be able to drive for a minute. I always wondered, like, police chases. I'm like, I give them credit, man, because if somebody ever jumped in my car and was like, yo, we're running from the police, I'm like, no, we not, because I got like a quarter tank, bro. Like,
I'm gonna tuck and roll and just like,
I'm like, yo, I ain't got it. Like, so if we about to do this, we need to stop at the gas station and let me pump. Because if not, we're not gonna make it far, bro. Like, I hope you have a plan of escape in the next 20 minutes. So much gas I got in my car, yo.
Yeah.
So the smart car, at least the last, you get a good day. You probably outrun a lot of those police.
Yeah, you probably only get up to like 65 on it, but look, it's the thrill of the chase. You know what I mean? Like you make sharp turn. Like smart cars are so small, you can make a sharp turn and the tires don't even screech or whatever. They just kind of skip.
But I would be afraid though, because if they put the spike out, it's probably gonna hit your ass. I'm just gonna
true enough.
Probably gonna scratch your butt. You'd be like, what was that? Yeah. Spikes. Now you got fucking like a Wolverine slashes on the bottom of your car. Like Jesus.
Y'all want to be bad, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, got another one for you. This is a terrible word. The San Dieguito Union High School Board unanimously voted to fire Superintendent Cheryl James Ward, who made the divisive remarks during a board training session on diversity, equality, and inclusion back in April. Michael Allman, a board trustee, was citing data that showed that Asian students are getting fewer D's and F grades than other ethnic or racial groups in the district. When he asked James Ward, "Do you know why Asian students do so well in school?" James Ward, the district's first Black superintendent, responded that it's because these students are from rich families originating from China. First Black hired, first Black fired.
I feel like there should be, once you hit a certain status, there should be like an introductory course on how to handle interview. Like part of the HR packet, right? Like it's like, hey, yeah, these are 401k benefits, and we're gonna go ahead and sign you up for how not to lose your job. Why would I need to do that? You'd be surprised. So certain things, when people ask you a race, don't answer it. You don't have to answer.
What would you rate it as? Gentle or ain't shit?
Oh, I'm gonna go with because he ain't shit.
It's a woman. It's a woman. Cheryl James Ward.
She ain't shit. That's an ain't shit joint. I mean, like, I feel like it's a 50-50, but I guess I'm leaning more to the ain't shit just because I feel like if somebody asks you a question, especially nowadays, right? Like it's not like being canceled is a new thing, right? Like this shit's been around for a minute. So somebody's like, "Hey Nigel," and I'm at work. What do you think about why do you think Asians are better? I don't see color. And if you have any reports, I'd love for you to break it down by associate and not by race. Who are you? And I would just leave. Like that's how I would approach that situation. It wouldn't be because they come from rich families and they're from China. Like, what? All of them? Like, do you have that number? Like, are you positive? Like, if she could have been like, yeah, look, all of our students literally came off the boat and came to class. Like, then okay. But they didn't.
Yeah, I would say I would rate this gentle judgment. Simply because the training wasn't it. The training you mentioned.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
The media training wasn't. It's not even media. It's just like you can't say that. You can think whatever you want, but you can't say that out loud.
So that's why I was like, it's. I feel like it's like so. Gentle judgment for her ain't shit for the job not offering the training. Because like, look, if I had a company and we're talking to any media at any point, that's why most companies are like, yeah, don't ever talk to the media, refer them to our media department, right? Like because they know motherfuckers don't know what to say. Like even with the news, hey Jimbo, what happened today? Well, let me tell you something.
Like some bitch right there.
That's some bitch right there. He came. It's like I remember like
he's doing 169 miles per hour. That motherfucker.
169 miles per hour and hit a speed bump and became an astronaut. Like what? Like who is this guy? Nah, like yeah, no. You if you are ever in front of a part of a job, like you're a coach or you're like a CEO of a big company, and you have any camera or any type of recording devices in the room with you, I would just dance around, hit the political answer.
Yeah, exactly. You got to go political with it. You just start saying shit that has nothing to do with it. Jesus wept, and thus we Terrorism. All can overcome. It is a shame what's happening in these communities.
But you gotta hit the joint where it's like, that is a great question. And students we do have, and we have students of all different colors, and all of them have different grading scales that we try to administer because we are a great academic institution. Next. Like what? You didn't answer the fucking question. Right.
But did you hear about our free lunch program?
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
The initiatives I plan to roll out next year for the better physical quarter. What? I asked you about race. Well, how are you talking about?
Just hit him with the great Martin Luther King once said,
"Yo,
we shall overcome someday." And
y'all sleeping on me, but that's because I have a dream.
I'm sorry, everything but the question. That's the best
like
advice.
Lily start going on time. I mean, even I feel like she'd have been better off even just saying like, I do love Chinese food. Like, just really like a hard right tangent. Like I didn't ask you any of that shit. Like
I feel like I figured it out. We should have offered the service, and to help her warm up to us, the icebreaker would have been, how do you transport drugs?
And then she probably
she would have gotten creative. She would have creative thinking would have been in play. Listen,
I don't know, because her first reaction would have been, you just hire some Mexicans. Whoa, bitch! You failed.
Push. No, we like push deeper. Think more. We want to win a full scale plan. Think of it as an organization with different pieces and parts.
Like teacher. Go on. Elaborate
more.
Keep going.
Why a Mexican? You know what I'm saying?
My always favorite when teachers just be like, not quite. Bitch, I ain't wrong. Like, you ain't gonna try to embarrass me out this jump. You gotta say not quite. the nice way of being like, nah, that's you wrong and dumb. You wrong and dumb.
You is dumb.
That's funny.
Somewhere somebody that read this story and they know Cheryl and they were like, oh, Raggedy, messed up that good government job, because she was the superintendent of the school district.
That's funny.
Like she was everybody's boss, and she just had to say, because they came from China and they rich.
But that's when like I just imagine like a butler is reading it to a Chinese, like a parent of a student, and it's like, she said what? How dare she?
Or they were like, she's right, but we don't want her knowing. Get rid of
exactly.
her. Get rid of her.
Like a cash factory running behind them and shit. Like, oh, they know about us.
They're living in a fucking mountain with their faces carved on the side or some shit like that.
Like a helicopter lands. Like, we're ready to take you to the store. Like, okay.
Exactly. Rich Chinese people live in mountains. You didn't know?
Yeah.
Fuck. Headline reads, man who refused to say if he was pregnant turned away from blood donation clinic. A Scottish man who has given blood for damn near 50 years was turned away recently because he refused to tell the healthcare professionals if he was pregnant or not. He's quoted as saying, I pointed out to the staff that it was impossible for me to be in that position, but I was told I would need to answer. Otherwise, I couldn't give blood. His name was Sinclair, and he said, recalling the event as he spoke to the Daily Mail. I told him that was stupid, and then if I had to leave, I wouldn't be back. And that was it. I got on my bike and cycled away. So a blood donation clinic turned away a man who had been given blood for 50 years and he left on his bike, all because he wouldn't check the box to say he was pregnant or not. What do you rate this, sir?
I mean, I'm gonna do ain't shit because now, like, somebody in that community is gonna die because he didn't donate blood because he didn't check off if he was pregnant or not. That's dumb. And then he biked there. Like, this man went out of the way. Like, most people don't even donate blood. This motherfucker was like, you know what? It seems like a nice day today. I'm gonna go bike, donate blood. I'm gonna be lightheaded, but I'm gonna still bike home, risk my life. And y'all gonna come out here and be like, are you pregnant, sir? What? It's impossible for me to be pregnant. I need you to check the box and say you're not. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not gonna dignify that action because I can't get pregnant because I am a man. And that's my viewpoint. That's pretty much what he said too.
That's what the fuck he said. Like, I'm a dude, don't get pregnant. I wasn't pregnant last time I came here to get blood. Neither was this question. This question wasn't here.
Yeah, that's a very dumb policy that they've now executed or are implementing at their institution.
I mean, keep it real. The dude who worked there could have just checked the box. Like, nope. All right, sir, you can go in the back now. He's not pregnant.
Yeah.
It was just stale warts just staring at each other, like Nick Cage and John Travolta on the cover of Face Off. Like, you know what I mean? Just grilling each other down. Like, I'm not moving any further.
Or that Diddy and that blonde hair guy, like, just kind of looking back at each other, like,
exactly.
Like, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not gonna check the fucking box. Well, we can't take you unless you do. Fuck it, I'll leave. Like,
his
like
blood
whatever.
must have been like, he must have pissy blood because they just like to turn away somebody over a check box. His blood must be like shitty.
Yo, can you imagine that? Like, you got the CRM, right? And it's like a Salesforce type of thing. And like he like checks in and like it pops up. It's like F mark.
Oh, there's that bullshit blood. There's that
bullshit. Deep blood. Like, your white cell count is low, bruh. Like, I don't know if we want this shit no more.
We can't do nothing with this shit. This shit is like, this ain't blood. It's like
throwing
food
your shit
color.
Away. I don't feel like having to even clean up the product and shit. Like, those waste the
They just take it off the hanging rack and just throw it away as soon as he turns around.
Just be like, yeah, we don't need this shit. I just wasted my time. And I got to clean all the equipment and shit. Yeah, no, you can leave.
We don't need to spend this shit in the centrifuge.
Your blood stink. I don't even want nothing to do with it. You old stinky blood McGee and shit.
That's why they didn't give a fuck. They was just like, we don't need this shit. This shit ain't helping nobody. Your blood is old. Like, if he's been donating blood for 50 years, he's at least 70, right?
Yeah,
your blood is
sand
old.
And shit. Just sand coming right out of his veins. Like,
nigga, we can't find this nigga veins. We've been sitting here
negative blood cells and shit.
Nigga, we got to use UV lights to find where the fuck an actual vein that blood still pumps through in this nigga.
Yo, I had this one time I tried to give blood, and this nurse stabbed me like 10 times, and it was just kind of hit the like, oopsie. And I was like, yo, you still ain't find the vein. Like, bro, I don't need to do this. Like, why are you hurting me? Like you're supposed to be a nurse.
Back in the day, I worked at a hospital on my freshman year of college, and you had to get blood work done. And the first time I went to get blood work, the nurse for phlebotomist or whatever the fuck, she knocked me out because she couldn't find the vein, and she pushed air in, knocked me unconscious. Like they had to hit me with smelling salt.
Shit.
But you know what? They weren't done. They were like, oh, we'll just get someone else. So after they knocked me unconscious, they brought somebody else in. And this was, in the forum or whatever that she was looking. Just I was unconscious with a needle on my arm. Like I was doing heroin or some shit like that.
Yo, not a good look.
But then they brought some other girl in and she found the vein in my knuckle, which was also like some heroin shit. Like, yo.
Yeah, that bitch has a story. Like the fact that she was like, oh, I can't see it in your arm. Give me your hand real quick. I got it. Like that's either she got a backstory or she's really good at school. Like one or the other. But either way, why would she send in first?
She set the level to difficulty. Expert.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? She's just like, turn this bitch up. I got something for y'all. Watch this, everybody.
Yeah, watch this.
The
I'm
knuckles.
about to flex.
The knuckle.
I hate that bitch Susan. Let me flex on this bitch. You couldn't find a vein? Well, I found one in his fucking knuckle. Like, damn, bitch, you like the doctor will probably like, good job. Khadijah.
I knew you had it in you.
I know you had it in you.
Yeah, her name was like Khadijah or some shit like that. It was just good job, Khadijah. Whatever you're doing with your life right now.
Good job, Khadijah. Susan, you some shit. No.
Hopefully they didn't throw my blood away like they did this old Scottish man.
Old stinky blood jet. Like, yo. Now after that, they better kept it. Just off of we need to make sure he don't come back and sue us.
I'm just glad this was many, many years ago, because if it was like now, the motherfuckers would have put me on Snapchat or some shit like that. Watch me knock this nigga out, yo.
Yo, and then they would have done the Dougie
and I got a filter,
some shit.
and I got a filter on my face.
You would have filter on your face. Maybe doing some dance challenge behind you or some shit.
Yeah,
they be leaving out there, waking up from being unconscious, and then be trending. Like, hey, dog, I see you on TikTok. You like, what happened?
Knocked me, and I still finished my shift that day. That's some bullshit.
Oh, see, that's a good worker right there.
And it was minimum wage. That was some bullshit. Let me tell you.
Isn't it funny how when you're young like that, though, you do shit like that? Like I remember one time my car got stolen. Called my manager and said like, "Hey, it got stolen. Can you get to a metro?" I think I might have shared the story with you. Rode the metro to work, and then had to ask someone to drive me home. Now let that happen today. Let like a bird shit on my car today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't come in. I am traumatized.
They're like, it happened right in front of me. I was just standing there and it popped down.
I felt like my life was threatened by this projectile ascending from heaven, and I felt my life flash before my eyes because nature
I never saw it coming. I never saw it coming. The tap back even hit my shirt. I don't know what I'm
my favorite shirt that I got when I was a child. It brought up regressed memories of neglect and anxiety that I now deal with because I have bills.
Shit. That last part hurt. I felt that.
Yeah, me too.
Because I now have bills.
Yeah, same.
Another one for you. Vince McMahon. He has stepped down as the WWE CEO.
Oh, okay.
And handed off that role. He's handed off that role to his daughter, after it's been alleged that he secretly paid off his side piece $3 million in hush money from the WWE coffers. Ain't shit or gentle judgment?
I'm gonna go gentle.
Okay.
Because that seems like some white people shit. Hey, I got this good business. I've been CEO for a minute. I'm pretty much get to do whatever I want. I'm having fun. I get to wrestle people, whatever. Oh, side piece? Yeah, I can pay you. Not my money, though.
Not out of my pocket.
Not out of my pocket. That's why I am CEO. I run this place. The next day. Did you take some? Oh! We're going to need you to step down. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'll give it to my daughter. Hey, honey bunch. Don't talk to me. Okay.
Yeah, apparently he still, like, once this was announced and this decision was made, he was on Monday Night Raw that following Monday, being Vince McMahon.
No, he's not going nowhere.
The product is still the product. Yeah. But apparently this woman worked for WWE in different capacities. And not only did Vince have an affair with her and paid her off, he also passed her off to his homeboy, who was also an official within WWE. And
she was down for the homie. She was trying to come up.
I don't know if the payoff was, his decision or her requiring it because of what was going on, but it hasn't. I don't know if it was
it was her.
The recent
why I know it was her?
Was
$3 million? That's low. That is a low number for shush money.
Okay, but if it happened
in the scheme of things,
you
think about, but you think about WWE, right? WWE, even though I don't watch wrestling, it makes money. There's a lot of money in WWE. That shit's been around for 20, 30 years, right? They got to be having some sort of income. There's still the belts. There's fucking pay-per-view. There's the money. There's a cash cow there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your thought, and this is a multi-million-dollar company, and all you ask is $3 million.
I think, I don't know if it was a single payout. I'm sure it wasn't, because that's immediately seen, because there's a board of directors, and they see how the money's going, so he was hiding it from them. So I imagine it was just over the duration of time.
But that's why I can only think that it was her, because I feel like if I'm trying to give a girl or a woman shush money, and I'd be like, yeah, man, I'll give you $100 a day, $100 tomorrow.
Well, she was probably, if that's the case, she's probably expecting more, but they got caught up. So somebody read the paperwork and was like, wait a goddamn minute, what is this extra spending going to superfluous female activities? What the fuck is that? And
you know what it probably was? They probably had a board meeting, and it was like, how would you smuggle drugs? And he's like, well, I'd pay off the officials to keep things quiet.
I feel like they didn't have these discussions at their board meetings, thus Vince McMahon, because you got to be creative, Vince. You can't just be going I'm going to use the WWE money. If you do, you've got to figure out a way where that it's going to a charity or what is a 501c organization or something like that doesn't exist. That's actually your business that you're paying it out to. It's got to be levels to it. And he wasn't creative. He was just I'd hire a Mexican. That's what he did. He hired a Mexican.
And they're like, that seems fishy. Call accounting.
Call Cheryl in accounting.
Cheryl, I need you to run the books. See if we're missing any money. Yeah, well, there does seem to be the $3 million discrepancy. That motherfucker.
Yeah, Cheryl ran another pivot table in Excel and found out that it was 3 hidden because it was just in white text. You know what I mean?
Red squiggly lines on the stuff. And it's last edited by Vince McMahon 2 days ago.
Wonder what this is. Let's ask Vince. So
what is it? What when you do go back to the last edit? There's 3 million new now. What? That's funny.
That's what it is, though. That's what it is. All right. Sheriff says headline reads, 2 months after New Jersey legalized recreational marijuana, Hunterdon County Sheriff says there is a concern in the law enforcement community about the use of marijuana by law enforcement officers. Weed becomes legal. Sheriff is worried that officers smoke weed.
Yeah. Judgment. I'm gonna go with this one. But it's legal. So it's not against the law. You can do whatever you want.
It's what it is. It's drugs. People use drugs. Cops use drugs.
Even people when it wasn't legal.
They were smoking weed anyway.
But I know several government officials who work for DOD who be getting loosey goosey. They just got you can't do it all the time because they have random drug tests. But I know people getting slammed, sauced.
So my thing is, does this sheriff not realize that people don't always do things the right way, whether they're cops or not? They just people gonna people. So there's a good chance
he just had to voice it just so he looks good.
There's a good chance that some of his officers also beat their wives, don't pay child support, run red lights.
We're talking about the ganja,
steal, lie,
sticky icky, the Mary Jane.
like they're just a reflection of society, except they're white men, so it's exacerbated to be worse. When in fact you ignore what's really going on there.
Grow up and do some meth like a man.
Well, that's what he should really be worrying about once they make meth legal.
Then
he's gonna have a real problem. Yeah, Washington State is a travesty.
That's a wasteland. That's gonna be where Mad Max happens. Like that's where that's gonna jump off. It's gonna be Mad Max. They're not gonna be driving cars because gas is too expensive. They're gonna be in like with those little scooters and like the kick joints
that you rent when you're in tourist cities and shit like that.
Yeah. So you're gonna have one of those. The guy with the guitar could still be, I guess, on the front of a bike sitting in the basket. But that's gonna be the Mad Max in Washington, high on meth and all the other good stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, yeah, is water wet? Your employees use drugs. The end. What are you gonna do about it? Lock them up. Take away their policing power.
And again, if you signed up for how to do an interview, you would have been able to twist this better. Examples of how not to do an interview is talk about this, because this is a waste of everyone's time who showed up to this press conference.
This would be the video that we put in. Here's an example of what not to say.
This is the first, less extreme than maybe they come from rich China families, but still a bad example. Oh yes, weed is going to be becoming legal, and I'm worried that my employees are going to be using it. Why are we here? Who called me here? Why am I covering this?
Instead, he should say, "Yeah, weed is going to be legal, and we're going to make sure babies have a better life."
Something. Weed's going to be legal. This is going to help lower the statistical crime rates because now there's one last thing off of it. We can focus on more severe crime happening in the community and make sure everyone's safe and your taxpayer dollars are going to good use.
Have you seen the new dog park?
Yes.
We have a dog park. Go check out the dog park, everybody.
At least we're not like DC where they got fucking alligators coming out of Anacostia, right?
That's what he should have said. That's exactly what he should have said. Like, at least we're not DC.
Safer than them Bamas.
Weed's fine. Anacostia's got alligators.
Go rocks. Drops the mic. Walks away. Like, I don't know. It's a whole random nonsense.
Headline reads: Man unhappy with haircut, allegedly. Shoots Kansas City barber.
Shit.
Gentle Judgment or ain't shit?
Gentle Judgment because I didn't see the cut.
Exactly. How bad was the cut? And then I can process my thoughts accordingly.
Because he might just be an ugly dude and didn't realize it. Maybe that's how good of a cut it is, where it's like, why I look like that?
Here's the
that's
thing.
What you look like.
Here's the thing. You got the cut on like Monday. Left. Came back upset on Tuesday. The dude wasn't there. He shot a different barber.
Oh yeah, no. He got carried. That's what happened. And then he's in his feelings. He probably showed up to a date and she said, ew. And then he was like, I'm killing somebody. Like somebody gotta die because she hurt my feelings. And as most men, we don't know how to express them. So he decided to go on a killing spree. And
violence.
Yeah, so violence is my course of action.
At the time that this article was published, he was not arrested. He got away with it too. But like you said, he probably showed up to his date at Applebee's.
Applebee's, yeah.
Had his t-shirt tucked in and his black Air Force Ones on, white socks, because you've got to wear the white socks, and shorts, denim shorts,
tube, like covering your shin.
Yeah, denim. His date hit him with the eel. He didn't recognize it at first because he was enjoying his double crunch fried wings as appetizers and his wontons. His date had the alcohol slushy shit just to get through the night. She didn't want to see him again. And then he realized it was his haircut and not his fit that turned her off. He decided to go back to have a conversation. He went to one of our remote training sessions on how to have a conversation, but he wasn't paying attention. So
no, he didn't take notes. Yeah, he wasted the whole weekend.
Yeah, he was busy looking for fresh new fits off of I don't know, Stuzzy or whatever, Stussy. And So he didn't get the whole program. He didn't get the whole how you handle this. And he was rash to Judgement and shot another barber.
I'm gonna add one more element to that. So she goes to use the bathroom, and then she has her phone up because she's not skanky, but she didn't think nobody was gonna hit her, and it was like his hair looked like that, and that's what he saw in the text message. It was like, the
text came across the screen, like the lock screen. His hair looked like
came
what?
across the lock screen, like, why does his hair look like that? And it was just like, damn.
She took a picture and Slim ain't even know. He was too busy licking his fingers from those wings and shit, and he ain't even know. Damn. Crushed.
And then he was like, oh, because it was something that made him think about the hair. Because it had to be something like, it was like, ew, what? Why does the hair look like that? I'm going to get her. And then instead of him dealing with what was in front of her, he's like, I'm going to take out the barber.
Because he respects women. He respects women, so he didn't want to do anything to her.
No. And then he got away with it. So it just reinforced that behavior.
What was your worst haircut? Have you ever had like a straight up bowl or chicken pick or anything in your days?
You remember this when we went to Florida and I tried to have the comb over and it wasn't combed over. And I had like the high top curly fade. Remember that joint?
That was Universal Studios.
Yeah, I was trying to have the comb over, like looking like my Latino brethren. Did not lay. I have like maybe one or two good pictures with it, but for the most part, did not come out how I wanted to, and I don't think I ever went back to that style. Given it was also on me because I usually have my hair out, so doing that drastic type of cut, you gotta train it. But the guy who also cut it didn't really do a great job with it. It wasn't my normal barber, but it was like one of those like, because my barber usually like was a month booked out, and company meeting, of course, I waited till the last minute, like, yo, I should look fresh for this joint, and I had to get it one of the other barbers, and even when I showed up, I was like, yo, you was booked. Like I came in there like I was straight cheating on him in his face. Like, you were booked, bro. Dog. And he's like, man, you should have called me. I was like, I ain't got your number. Like, you ain't got mine either. So if I called you, probably wouldn't have.
You wouldn't have answered it. Just would send me a voicemail.
So then it's like, I got this joint. I didn't like it, but it was pretty much a high top fade, which was supposed to be the comb over. That didn't stick. I tried it. It just didn't lay. And like the guy didn't even try to like train it either while we were in the shop. Like when I left, I was like, I don't like this jump. Like when I was in the seat, I was like, man, I might just cut it all the way off. But then I didn't.
I think the worst, probably somewhere in middle school when my hairline was like smooth like butter or some shit like that. Like it was just like spread across my forehead and wasn't actually sharp. Yeah. But I know this is one barber as an adult that you would go to. You would sit in his chair and you would see, in the mirrors everywhere. You would sit and you would see it like, oh shit, I'm tight. But the moment you brushed your hair, everything about the haircut was gone. It was like magic. I don't care what style he cut. It happened to other people as well. The moment you brushed your hair, the magic you saw in that chair disappeared time and time again. It was like, how can you do that? Like, now you got to try to figure out how to Lego brick your shit so that you look tight and straight and clean again, but it's gone. I don't know how he did it, but you brush your hair, gone.
Yo, I used to have this thing, and I don't do it as much anymore, but I used to have it like my hair was like shorter and more condensed curls, right? I would try to have it where my curls were even, right? Like, so perfectly. Like, so I'd have the curl line, like shit was perfect in place. I swear, like every time I'd go out, someone had to touch my hair. Ooh. And I'd be like, bruh, you ruined the magic. And I'm giving, I sweat. It probably didn't look like how I thought it looked, but in my mind, it was still pristine. Like, it was lined. It was whoop, whoop, whoop. Like I cut it like, perfectly. And it was just like, oh, you look good. I'm about to hit you. Like,
I had another
if
barber.
I did that to your shit, you'd be mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? But whatever.
No, just jiggle their titties. Like,
that is the course of action from now on. So when I do the show from jail, hopefully we'll gain another grouping of audience.
Yep. Correctional facilities. You're out there listening. We appreciate you. I had another barber. Really, 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 really good. This was my barber before I started cutting my hair myself. Like, this is the last barber's chair I've ever sat in. And I used to work retail at a store that rhymes with Nook Fokker, and sold sneakers behind the counter and stuff like that. And get my hair cut, go to work. White people would ask, how do you get that? What are you talking about? Your hair, how does it do that? And it was because the line was so crisp and sharp. My hair used to be so dark and black when I wore my Caesar. It was one with the grain. It was just like the most perfect look a player could have. And white people tried to touch it all the time when I was at work.
Yeah. I never get that. It's like, yeah, I don't want to touch your hair. Like, I don't care. I mean, like, but my lines used to be nice. Like, but I mean, nowadays, I'm looking crazy.
My hairline has
clean.
My hairline has like invisible doors and shit like that. Like my hairline is different. I'll just say that, different. But I make the best out of it.
Oh yeah, same.
Last one for you, sir. Last one. And these stories are fairly local and happened fairly recently. And I'm disappointed. 2 recent fairly local stories of women stealing out of stores where they would just walk in, load up a cart, and walk out. One stole a bunch of shit out of JCPenney, and another group of women stole some tequila from a liquor store. And there are surveillance images of all the culprits doing all the things. Here's the thing. We're not necessarily in a pandemic, but there's an excuse to wear a mask. None of these women wore masks.
Oh, that's stupid.
You're going to go into a store and steal shit and just be like all raw dogging it like anything cool. If you're wearing a mask right now, nobody's looking at you like you're crazy. Now I got pictures overhead and front of you with just your whole face just stealing shit because your dumbass didn't decide to put on a fucking mask to go rob the place.
They probably had to bail their boyfriend out from the TSA, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, yo, we need this money ASAP. Ain't got time to go back to the house to get masked. Daryl is out here getting locked up in the wheelchair. I need to bail money ASAP.
I need criminals to be a little bit more like it's built in. Wearing a mask is built in to life, right? Just put on a mask and go do dastardly things. You literally
could even do like the most. So you can have a mask, put a fucking bandana over top of that mask, and like for real, you could wear like a hat, like like a Marvel movie, like the hat over top of the the hoodie.
You could do everything. Incognito. Sunglasses. You could do. Nobody's gonna look at you like you're crazy.
Nobody would even know. Like you could literally, like as a female, you go like a dude. Like I mean, nobody would know.
Put on a fucking mask. I do not aid in the bed criminal activity. However, I am so disappointed that people are just this brazenly dumb.
No, definitely are. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, I really feel like of all things out there, like I mean, you should be at least trying. I mean, like, all right, I'm a rob a place. Mm-hmm. What are some things I should probably be aware of? They're gonna have cameras.
Yes.
I wish there was a way for me to be able to wear a face cover of some sort. Mm-hmm. Too bad there's not any reason to do that. They probably double park right in front of the place too, exactly. So they get their license plate and all that other shit.
Exactly. They could have stole a mask out of another store and then go rob the joint. They have a mask.
So dumb.
People just don't be smart. But if they'd have taken our workshop in class, we probably could have helped them with this one too.
Yeah.
This lesson would have been real. This chapter 3, wear a mask, you dumbass. That just
wear a mask, dumbass. And even when they ask them, what are you doing? Like, I haven't left the mall yet, so technically I'm not stealing.
I'm still perusing.
I haven't decided on my purchase. Like, why are you profiling? Now you flipped it. It's called flip the script. Class number 3.
One girl stole from JCPenney though, and I have questions about like, what are you doing with your life? There is nothing in JCPenney.
Like maybe jewelry, but I know they didn't get. I mean, because they weren't just gonna let them put it in the cart. So you're taking a towel, maybe Tommy Hilfiger.
Not even Tommy Hilfiger. No, you're getting lands in, nigga. You're getting motherfucking no name St. John's Bay's polo. Like you're not getting nothing worth anything on the street.
Maybe a like a cartoon T-shirt. Maybe like Leonardo or maybe Leonafardo is going to be a non-name joint. Maybe
you steal from JCPenney. The resale market is only as big as like Pasadena, Maryland. Like there's nothing you can't sell that shit. No, you can't even sell that shit to niggas straight off the boat. They're gonna be like, where you get this from? JC Penney? Nah, man. Nah, Vato. Nah.
I can't.
The dude with the Marlboro car won't even buy shit from JC Penney.
Yo, I've been looking for him too. He ain't been there lately. I'm like, where you at, bro? What happened to your car? Probably cease and desist. That somebody drove by like, no, the fuck they didn't. We're towing your shit.
Have you ever stolen from a store?
Oh yeah.
Did you steal for yourself or steal to like sell it?
Oh, I never stole to steal. I feel like if I steal to steal it, I justify my mind. I'm not as bad of a guy as if I was to steal it and resell it, because I'm not reselling. It's for me. And I've stolen for other people. I've stolen for myself. But never to resell.
I had a friend back in the day, early adult years. She had an aunt, and her aunt was a booster that would travel up and down the Northeast to steal. And then when the friend moved down here, the aunt would come here to steal as well. And when I saw like how she did it, I was amazed at like the tricks the boosters would use to make it look like they were shopping and they had merchandise when they were in fact just stuffing their bag. It was amazing. Like I wasn't with them on any thefts or whatever, but they would explain to me how it works. And I was just like, that is brilliant. They can be consultants for our course.
Yeah. Because honestly, like a lot of times, I mean, like you think about like retail, right? And both of us have worked there. Like security is not really like hip unless you're just blatant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you're like legit, like doing the like course of action, like you're actually going to buy something, like they don't really, it's only when you start getting suspicious, like looking over your shoulder, you know, kind of acting creepy, trying to be like in the corner,
moving
like,
your feet when you're in the wheelchair, like that kind of shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta be like brash. You almost gotta be in the middle of the floor and just shove something down your pants. Like more than likely, no one's gonna stop you. But the second you try to like walk in the bathroom with like a cart full of shit, they doing something back there. But if you literally like put on a shirt and like, you know, walk around in it, like see how it fits, and then just keep walking off with it, like you probably can get away with it.
You can see the other sleeves from all the other shirts you put on.
Shit.
It's just whatever. I'm out.
You can't tell me Bessie at the door at the Walmart or whoever is checking that shit thoroughly.
And like, make sure you tell them have a good day as you're leaving. Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah, look them right in the eye. You need to see my receipt? No. Good. I do that just to keep it consistent. I need you to see my face, so that way if I do come back and steal something, you know I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, you're like,
you need my receipt?
That guy's great.
He's so good. Friendly. I see him here all the time. Yeah, stealing.
Exactly. It's our top customer. He even put our receipt on his flagpole.
Yo, big ugly mug on the wall. Customer of the month.
Exactly.
With like a fucking broom sticking out the back of my shirt.
Just a hunch from a shovel. You put a shovel in your sweatpants and you're just like walking out.
Remember your hunch? I can't believe you're talking about my characteristics like that. I'm offended. Where's your manager? Out to the car.
Exactly. That you double parked in front of the store so you can escape.
Because I'm selfish and I don't give a fuck about nobody else but me.
Trying to escape. Fuck the fire.
Yeah,
I gotta leave.
Fire, fuck everything. I need to be out. First one out, first one in.
Gotcha, sir. Well, Sir Nygel, I don't have anything else to deliver with this episode here. How say you?
No, neither.
All right. Well, with this being the end of the show, this is the beginning of me thanking you yet again for joining us in Judgment. Remember, you can be a part of the show by email or phone at email address is don'tjudgepod@gmail.com. Our phone number is 410-834-1562. And Sir Nygel has the WhatsApp under Don't Judge Me Podcast. In closing, I just like to say, enjoy life. Do whatever you want with that life, just as long as you don't judge me for judging you.
I'll leave you guys Instagram and Twitter at Don't Judge Pod. Send a comment, send some photos, and make whatever. Just send us something. Love and appreciate it all. Yeah, that's all I got. So I will see you guys next week.
Peace out, Slims.